Hey film fans, let's talk May movies. This is Most Wanted with a bumper batch of blockbusters. This is the first time in a while that I think all of my releases that I'm going to recommend are totally worth seeing on the big screen. Don't wait for home streaming, don't pirate them. Let's dive into it and see what we've got. First up, out in cinemas on the 2nd of May is Thunderbolts. Now, I am probably the MCU's biggest defender, but even I know how much things have gone downhill. It took me 2 months to get around to watching Captain America 4, and even I will admit it's not very good. But I am hopeful about Thunderbolts. This is a anti-hero team-up movie. Yes, you've seen something like this before. Think Suicide Squad. But these characters, none of them are full-on villains. They're just not quite good guys either. Sebastian Stan's Bucky Barnes and Florence Pugh's Yelena Belova are two of my favourite characters in the MCU, so I'm actually really excited for this film that is already getting really good reviews. In short, as you'll learn from the trailer, disaster is coming to Earth, the Avengers are nowhere to be found, and so this team of heroes who maybe aren't best suited for the job are going to have to get their shit together and try and save the day. We can only hope it works out, and we're going to assume it does, because they've already announced casting for Avengers, but let's crack on anyway. Next up, and out in cinemas on the 21st of May, is Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Now, I'm sure we've learned by now to never say never, but this is being pretty hotly billed as Tom Cruise's last Mission Impossible film. It's the true end of an era. This is probably by far my favourite of all those big action franchises. It's sort of knowingly silly with the gadgets and the masks and the disguises, but also has these big action stunt set pieces, the likes of which you will see nowhere else. You've seen Tom Cruise clinging to the outside of a jumbo jet. You've seen him jumping off impossible buildings. This latest one, he did that horrible motorcycle stunt off the cliff. You've seen him clinging onto trains. We can only imagine what is going to happen in the swan song for Ethan Hunt in Final Reckoning. I'm genuinely super excited for this. If Tom is retiring from Mission Impossible, there will be no one that does it like him. So this is our last chance to really see a spectacle.
You've always been on the right side, brother. I have no regrets. Neither should you.
I need you to trust me. One last time.
The final pick of my top 3 for May, of course, it's going to be The Phoenician Scheme, which is out in cinemas on the 30th of May. This is a new Wes Anderson film, his 13th feature film. He is my number one favourite filmmaker. So if you too are a fan of The King of Kitsch, then this is one for you. Much like The Mafia, once you've been in a Wes Anderson film and you're in the family, you are never getting out again. So a lot of his frequent collaborators reappear in this. You've got Benicio del Toro, you've got Willem Dafoe, you've got Scarlett Johansson. There's some new faces. The lead actress in this is Mia Threppleton, who I've only just learned is Kate Winslet's daughter. Cool to see her. And then a couple of people who seem tailor-made to be in a Wes Anderson film, and yet this is their first. So you've got Michael Cera, perfect casting, and Richard Ayoade, like the king of awkward. Of course he's in this. It is a ensemble comedy crime caper. Benicio del Toro plays a billionaire business tycoon who names his only daughter, who happens to be a nun, as his sole heir. And the two set out to start one of his new business schemes, but are constantly interrupted by spies, assassins, and secret agents who they have to fight off. It looks like a lot of fun. It looks meticulously designed as ever, and I'm super excited to see it.
Why are you shooting my ceiling?
This is a robbery on behalf of...
I understand that. I'm asking about my ceiling. You idiots are destroying a magnificent nightclub.
Calm down. Suicide panel.
First for father, take this miserable sin into the company.
All right. Best of the rest. And there's some stuff in this section that most other people would say was like their number one film of the year, but you know, that's not me. First up, I'm always gonna pick a Nicolas Cage film. If there's a Nicolas Cage film out, I am seeing it, and there is. It's out on the 9th of May. It's called The Surfer, and I actually saw it months ago at London Film Festival. This is a super psychedelic B-movie. It's peak Nicolas Cage. He plays a normal guy, dad to a teenage son, who buys a beach house in Australia, wants to take his son surfing on the local beach, and is chased away by a gang of local surf goons who claim he's not allowed to surf there because he's not a local. Think Point Break surfers on steroids. Nick isn't very happy hearing this, and he goes on a rampage trying to get his way onto this beach. Things get really, really weird, and psychedelic is definitely the word to use, but it's also super fun. I really enjoyed this movie, and it's really beautifully coloured and cool to look at, so big recommend. Also out on the 16th of May in cinemas is Final Destination Bloodline. Now, Final Destination has made such a cultural impact over the years. Even if horror isn't your sort of thing, nowadays you can't be driving behind something weird on the motorway and not say to your friend, oh God, we're going to have a Final Destination moment. It's just there. It's ingrained within our minds. So it's kind of cool to see a new one come out. This has been shot in IMAX. So if you can get the chance to see it in IMAX and see all those gory deaths coming towards you, then definitely take up that chance. And you know what the plot is. Death is coming for people. They see it coming. They're trying to avoid it. There's some sort of backstory in this one about a family curse, but do we really need to dig into it? I don't think so. You'll understand the movie. Just check it out if you like horror. Out on the 23rd of May is the live-action Lilo and Stitch. Now, I sound like a broken record, I know. I'm just not interested in these live-action remakes. Have we seen a single one that was even a patch on the original? No. But they keep making them. And despite my grumpy demeanour, I am an optimist. So I've got to keep hoping they're going to get better. This looks fun. It does. The animation looks good. The aliens look cool. What for me always stood out about Lilo and Stitch is it was the first, what felt like a really modern, mature story for child audiences. When the animation came out in 2002, like, yes, there's a wacky alien storyline, but the human storyline is really serious in that film. The bad guys are Child Protective Services. It's a story about a big sister trying to stop her little sister from getting taken into care. So I'm really curious to see how they balance the human elements of this story with all the wacky, wild alien creatures. I'll give it a go. I'll give it a go. Out on the 30th of May, Karate Kid Legends. Now, they tried to reboot Karate Kid ages ago. We know this. The Jaden Smith one, no one really watched it. Didn't really work. But post Cobra Kai, there is now an appetite again for Karate Kid, and they're giving it a go again. So this one, you've got Jackie Chan playing your sensei, but you've also got the return of Ralph Macchio to train a new generation of karate superstars. Again, you can predict the plot. There's a young kid, he's getting beaten up at school. There's a school bully, he's got to beat him in a competition. We know the plot of Karate Kid. Will it be any good? Can't predict. Has it got people in it that we like? Yes. Will there be karate? Probably. It's one to check out on the 30th of May in cinemas. Finally on my list is a much smaller film than all these others. This is a film called The Ballad of Wallis Island that's out on the 30th of May. It stars Tim Key and Kerry Mulligan. And this is one of those sort of classically heartwarming, cosy, British small stakes comedies. It stars Tim Key as a guy who is a super fan of a band who break up because the couple at the centre of the band break up. Several decades pass. He's desperate to know what would have happened if they'd kept making music. So he secretly invites them both to an artist's retreat to play new music and try and get them back together. This would have flown completely under my radar if it were not for the fact that this was the most talked about film at Sundance Film Festival. Apparently it's really funny, it's really cute, people loved it. So if you want a simpler, slower stakes, explosion-free film, then this might be one for you. So that is your lot. As ever, let us know if you see these films, what you think of them. Do you love them? Do you hate them? Do you think I should have recommended something else entirely? Do you think I have no taste? This is Danny, We Talk Film. Come join us.